everybody from Anaheim. I'm Ken Brew. I'm looking all around for my partner, Mike Galloway. I can't find him anywhere. Got some guys here from Budweiser. Have you guys seen Mike Galloway anywhere?
They're in the parking lot. He's trying to catch a train out there.
A parking lot trying to catch a train?
He's running back behind us.
Mike Galloway is trying to catch a train. Oh, my. It's the Orange Blossom Special. Alan Gaines at the wheel. Mike Galloway, hitch a ride. Mike. You do know how to make an entrance, don't you?
Well, Ken, the airports were fogged in. I had to take a train.
This is great. The Orange Blossom Special, the latest in a long line of great truck-pulling monster trucks now for Alan Gaines.
Oh, this is beautiful. It's brand new. It's the first time it's ever been out, and it's absolutely the ultimate in rides. I love it. It's a replica of a train that ran through his part of the country back in the 1800s, and Alan built it all from scratch, and we're going to be talking a lot about it before the night's over with.
There's the man up by the cab, Alan Gaines Jr., the pride of Georgetown, Kentucky. Mike, we're here at the Big A in Anaheim. We're going to have a double pull tonight, 2 tracks. A lot of great two-wheel drive action and some great monster trucks as well.
Well, the two-wheel drives, or the California two-wheel drives, are a little bit different than we normally see. They've got a long wheelbase. There's all different years and styles of these trucks in competition. And funny cars, by the way, that'll be in real competition. Also, tonight we're going to get into some very good tank and rubber-tired monster vehicles competition, Ken. What they'll do, they'll run the tanks off and come out with a winner, and then they'll run the rubber-tired monsters off, come out with a winner. Those two will go together in the finals for the championship.
Last one standing wins.
It's going to be totally awesome.
All right. Listen, this is going to be a great show. I guess maybe you and Alan can get back there and get him ready. We'll get on with the show.
Oh, I'm ready. I'll be back.
Are you ready? We'll go park this thing then. Alan Gaines with Mike Galloway. I guess Mike must be the coal man on this one. Anyway, the Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Pull Championships, featuring the Battle of the Monster Trucks, is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And welcome back to the Big A here in Anaheim, California, Orange County, one of the lovelier places in this great country of ours. And we're ready to go with two-wheel drive modified trucks. And Mike, we've got a full complement of competitors tonight.
I think we're going to have a great show with these two-wheel drives. It's quite a bit different than the two-wheel drives we're normally seeing. These are a longer wheelbase, and the years will vary. They're not the late model sportsmen that we usually see with the United States Hot Rod Association. This is the full-fledged, go for what you got, all running two-wheel drives. And Ken Brew, this is great. They run 18.4, 16.1 tires on the back of them.
And our first competitor tonight is Rick Garrett behind the wheel of Borrowed Time. Rick's on borrowed time, like most of us are. And interestingly enough, in the two-wheel drive class tonight, Mike, all California drivers.
Supercharged Ford truck sits under the hood of this vehicle, and it should be a great one, Ken. Now, what they're going to do is make 2 hooks here tonight. They'll add the 2 together, and the one pulling the sled the furthest distance combined is the winner. So we should see some great action.
So a little arithmetic here tonight.
Well, that's going to have to be your department.
All right. They'll come down the left field as you look at Anaheim Stadium. Left field foul line to home plate, and then back up towards the right field foul line. And here is Borrowed Time. And a good hook.
Oh, it's a beautiful hook. The balance on the truck. The balance has to be very happy with the balance. It was just absolutely perfect. Truck just patted the ground as it went down the track. That's just exactly the way you want them. Beautiful job.
Rick Garrett behind the wheel. You know, I love the older truck bodies. They're just absolutely gorgeous.
This is a 1942 Ford truck. Watch the front end of it. It's not barreled down on the track. It's just touching the ground, kind of patting just gently as it goes down the track. This 42 Ford, right before the war, has got a beautiful hook. Those are CPEC pullers on the back of it. Now they'll take this measurement and add it to his next measurement.
There is Rick unhooking and going on to the next sled. We do have 2 sleds tonight. And this truck will go over for its second pull. And as Mike mentioned, both pulls will be added up. And then whomever has the greatest tally at the end of the night will be the winner.
Only pull in the country, to my knowledge, that does it this way.
And Rick Garrett tonight borrowed a time in a pull of 217 feet and 10 inches. So a very good pull on a very good track. Well, here is Black Attack. This is Dwayne Marson from Homer, California. And I don't think you need to be clued in on the engine. That's a nice big old Keith Black Hemi that's coming right through that hood.
It's a beautiful truck. It's Dodge front, back, and, you know, of course, it's a KB, but Dodge originally, or Chrysler originally designed that Hemi motor. And it's a beautiful job, the way that they've flared the fenders in to come out and cover those 18.4, 16.1 tires.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
1271 blower on top of it and all the best equipment that you can see. So he's really going to have a good run going for him. Should have a great time. He's moved to the closer side of the track, trying to get away from the ground that was used up earlier by the first puller. Let's see how he does. Flagman watching him moving backward just the way he should. Watch the balance. It's ever so important.
What a great shot. Did you see? What is that, steam or smoke pouring out the bottom of that?
It's a blow-by.
Oh,
it's steam and heat coming out of the engine. It's not, the motor is not hurt.
No.
But it was a beautiful job. I did notice it looked like he had a cylinder that just wasn't burning all the fuel, still getting some raw fuel out of one cylinder on it. And that hurt him a little bit, I'm sure, on this hook. Let's take a look at it. As he comes down the track, watch would be on your right. You're going to see from time to time, looks like some steam coming out of one cylinder. That's unused fuel, I believe, that's coming out of that cylinder. So we're not getting the kind of horsepower we should get out of the motor. And consequently, he'll end up a little bit short on his first pull. Doesn't mean he's out of it, because he's still got another hook coming up.
Good shot at Dwayne. Dwayne Marson, Homer, California. Black Attack, Dwayne Marson behind the wheel, a first pull of 197 feet and 1 inch.
Well, Ken Brew, they've covered the whole infield, the playing area here at Anaheim Stadium with dirt for this program, and it's a good dirt. It's got a lot of texture to it. It's holding some moisture in it. I think it's a good surface. It's going to stay together real well.
A little bit of a clay feel to it.
It has got clay in it for this part of California. It's real good dirt, I think.
Oh, we've seen Dwayne Marson. Here is Dennis Marson, again from Turlock, California, seemingly mythical Turlock. A lot of the pullers on this circuit come from Turlock, the most famous of which, I guess, is Dan Quello. But Marson will try to make his 2 cents stick in this truck called Power Play. Maybe he likes hockey. Power Play.
This truck's got something brand new on it. It's KB, Keith Black motor, but it has a computer on board, and there's a little bicycle wheel that'll tell him ground speed. Also, there's several things that read out of this, actually print out at the end of his pull, that he can study and find out how the motor performed, where the clutch hooked up, what kind of RPM it has. I think it's going to be something that's essential for the future of pulling. Let's see if it works.
Well, it quit on him, and it looks like he lost a side fender.
It's a blower belt, Ken. It runs the blower up on top, and it snapped in two. Well, he rolls with it just a little bit here. The tires break loose. He's getting some ground speed. And he also is the young man that's got the computer on board. You notice the CPEC tires are getting real good, but watch the right-hand side be his right, our left. Something comes out of it. Now you'll see the big black line-looking item come out of the front of the motor in just a moment. There it is. Blower belt explodes, comes right over the side of the engine, and I don't think that was his whole problem. The blower could have locked up at a little bit later time and snapped the belt, but you saw some problems on the engine, which would be to the driver's right, your left, looking at it. I think he really may be out for tonight.
This beautiful truck is Aftershock. This is Jerry Fortier from Riverside, California, not too far from the Los Angeles area. And that's a gorgeous truck, Mike.
It's a Dodge truck, Dodge body, and it has a supercharged wedge head Dodge engine. Not the Hemi, but the smaller wedge type heads in it. Good looking little Dodge truck. Let's see, he sounds good, but can he put it all to the ground tonight?
Not quite enough, huh?
Had a lot of ground speed. If anything, he might have been just a little bit nose heavy. It could have helped him a touch. Look at the tires on the back of it. They still got the taller cleats on it, and recently they found out that you need to cut the cleats down to get a little bit better bind out of these new tires. So that may be something he'll want to do in the future.
Nice shot of the tires right there.
leading hook of 219, and he had a motor go down.
Well, I'll tell you what, that truck is too young to smoke.
Well, I'll tell you that. Well, I wouldn't say that.
No, 42, we ought to be able to smoke. That's true.
But you heard something on the inside of the engine, and that's a shame because at this time he had the leading mark, and I'm not going to say he's out of it because he ended up the motor went bad at the far end of the track, so he's going to have good measurement on both of them.
Borrowed time, first pull, second pull, add them up, 400 feet and 11 inches. A nice 1-2 pull for borrowed time. Backing up for his second pull, this is Dwayne Marson from Homeward, California in Black Attack. You can see his first pull of 197 feet and an inch. And he will have to go at least 203 and change. To catch borrowed time and Rick Garrett.
Well, this is a beautiful truck. The front fenders have been stripped back, been widened quite a bit. The big blown KB seems to be working extremely well for him tonight. First pull was a little short. Now he's on the Cal Poly sled. Let's see how he does with that. Look at the steam coming out of it. There's a lot of heat in that motor.
Wow.
Just a tremendous amount. These motors are they're what called dry block, and running them back to back like that is a little bit rough on them, but I think that's going to be a good pull. It may not put him in the lead, though. It's a beautiful job.
He had to add up to 400 feet and 11 inches to catch Garrett. Mike, a difference in weight in these sleds, is that why one pole is less than the other?
Completely, Ken Brew. The sleds are not identical. Let's watch him. Front end comes up. Now see the steam coming out of the bottom of the engine. It's the heat that's built up inside of the motor. And it's the most noticeable thing as it goes down the track. He's got a good balance on it. The track looks to be a little bit rough, but he's getting a fairly good hook. I don't think his tires are really dialing in the way he'd like to see them dialed in. But all in all, it's a good hook. May not be enough for the lead, though.
Black Attack adds on to its first pull and winds up with a total pull of 356 feet and 4 inches, far behind borrowed time, but a nice effort tonight nonetheless for Black Attack driver Dwayne Marson. Back on track one, there is White Lightning. Therefore, the white paint job, I guess. Dan Silva behind the wheel on this truck. And again, Dan from Turlock, California. There must be a pulling sled on every corner at Turlock.
Well, the pulling sled that he's hooked to right now is from Turlock, California. That's Dan Coelho's sled. Now, these sleds are entirely different sleds. This one belonging to Dan Coelho. The Track 2 sled is Cal Poly University here in California. Two different sleds, two different weights, and you're going to see two different distances. Long wheelbase, got planetaries on the back of it. He's rolling into it. Not a lot of ground speed on this one. Really trying to ease into it, trying to just kind of work it down. The motor is wide open, but the tire's never hooked up. Motor didn't come up the way he should. He may want to change a little bit of something before he moves over onto that far track for White Lightning.
I guess you can say White Lightning never struck ground.
Here it comes, the Slammin', Jammin', Rip Roarin' Good Time Video. The NBA's dazzling dunks and basketball bloopers. And the only way to get all the fun is free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. See your heroes fly through the air with the greatest of ease and land just about anywhere they please. For 45 minutes of all the right stuff, they'll give it a whirl and give it a heave. And if you hang around long enough, you'll see things you won't believe. Call this number now and get every jump, jam, slip, slide, and slam. You can look high and low, but you won't find a more fantastic show. Call now, and you won't miss out on your free video or the 25th anniversary edition of the famous swimsuit issue. It's an entire issue devoted to 25 years of the best in swimwear. And you'll save almost 50% off the cover price. 25 issues payable in 3 monthly installments of only $9.89 each. And you can charge it. Call the number on your screen right now to get your free video, the swimsuit issue, and save on Sports Illustrated.
What's the best brokerage account for an active investor? Ask a Schwab customer.
With my Schwab One asset management account, my money's never idle. When I sell a stock or I get a dividend, my cash instantly starts earning income. And it keeps on earning until I make my next investment.
When I need to get to my cash or take out a loan, I just use my Schwab Visa or write a check. Schwab One makes it easy.
All my financial moves are right here. And one simple statement. Now, you might expect to pay a lot of money for an account this handy, and not with Schwab One. There's no monthly fee. Now, that's That's real value.
To get your free booklet and an application for the Schwab One Asset Management account, call toll-free 800-342-6200. That's 800-342-6200. Call now for your free Schwab One booklet.
We are in Anaheim at Anaheim Stadium. They call it the Big A, and we are in the middle of two-wheel drive pulling. And there is none better in these parts than Terry Albers from Ventura, California, the oil patch puller.
Well, this is a trick truck. Look at this. Aries engine. It's the Chevrolet block designed, Hemi head. It just reeks of horsepower. And Ken Brew, this is an all fiberglass 70 model Chevrolet truck. The only one I've ever seen, so he must have pulled the body off himself. You notice it's still in primer. They just completed making this body. It's an all fiberglass, one-piece 70 model Chevrolet truck. The only one I've ever seen. He's a great puller from this area. California, one of the toughest. Let's see how he does tonight. Oh, it looks good. It's a great hook.
Oh, man!
Reeking of horsepower and every ounce of it going to the ground. Look at the beautiful fiberglass body. I'm telling you, that truck is just super. I can't hardly wait to see it when they get the new paint job on it, but this is really a very nice piece, and he put on quite a show for him tonight.
Terry Albers, and he was smoking right from the start.
Let's watch him. He doesn't waste any time. The truck's drifting a little bit. Look at the Aries. He's not even into the engine yet. The butterflies aren't all the way open. Now they're getting closer. He's drifting the left-hand line. I don't think he ever goes for the brakes because the truck never lost momentum. And riding tall and a beautiful job.
What a ride. What a ride for Terry Albers. 225 feet and 9 inches for Terry Albers, Ventura, California, on that first pull. 225 and 9. This is Dan Silva, White Lightning, ready for his second pull of the night over on track 1, and we'll show you that momentarily. Will be the first pull of the night for Instant Insanity by John Shipman, both from Turlock, California. First, White Lightning.
Lightning's got the flag, and let's see how he does. This track has really performed well tonight. A little bit of air, pretty good balance. Balance is better on this track than it was on the other one, and he is deep. Beautiful job.
Let's go to track 1. Instant Insanity on track 1 with its first pull of the night.
Over on track 1, Instant Insanity, new GMC truck body. He's making horsepower and putting it on the ground.
And another good pull.
Boy, I tell you what, we're seeing some great two-wheel drive pulling here tonight.
John Shipman from Turlock, yet another driver from Turlock, California.
Well, White Lightning, you see the green lights are on in the background. Lets everyone know that the sled is in operating condition. The box will be coming up the ramp. Now watch the front end of the truck come up in the air. Front end's coming up. Balance is very good on the truck, and he's going to go way down the track. Now, look at the tires. I mean, wrinkling over, biting in, and you see the screws on it. That's why they're screwed down so they won't spin on that tire. A beautiful job. Just great for White Lightning.
Well, here is a car that is still in search of its own name. This is an 88 Corvette, as yet unnamed, by Greer Hamilton of Lancaster, California. I guess maybe they'll see how it does and then decide what kind of name to give it.
I think I'd be just like Greer. If I had something that nice, I'd paint my name on the side of it. Forget a name for the vehicle. I want everyone to know who owns it.
Here it comes.
Let's watch the big blower motor go to work. Watch the 3 red dots in the center.
Mike, again, the butterflies never really opened.
No, but I tell you what, he had the ground speed all the way down. The car was hooked, and I could see why he didn't stand on it and open the butterflies.
There's Greer Hamilton. And Mike said he had the ground speed. He really didn't have to let those butterflies open.
I don't think it was necessary, Ken Brew. He just actually wanted to get enough ground speed to make the sled work for him, and that's what's happening here tonight. The ground speed coming up, hooking real well. And a beautiful job on that new Corvette.
Trying to tighten that tummy, struggling with ordinary sit-ups? Now, work smarter with the Abdominizer, the intelligent alternative to sit-ups. Look, the Abdominizer targets the proper abdominal muscles, so each and every sit-up is made more effective. Safer, too. You can have a tonier tummy in weeks. Best of all, it's so simple. The unique rocker mechanism lets you rock your way to a firmer stomach. Look, ordinary sit-ups can torture your tailbone. It's not worth the pain.
I designed the Abdominizer to produce an automatic pelvic tilt, which better isolates the abdominal muscles and makes exercise safer for your lower back.
The curl works upper abdominals. Raise your knees and tighten lower abdominals, too. The Abdominizer, just $19.95. The intelligent alternative to sit-ups. Get smart. Call toll-free now. To order your Abdominizer, call 1-800-242-7400. Use your credit card to avoid COD charges or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Abdominizer, Department 345, Canton, Ohio 44750, or call 1-800-242-7400.
ESPN opens the door on NCAA basketball. Slam jammed with color and excitement. See a parade of America's outstanding players in sparkling displays nearly every night. Tip off the week with a Big Monday doubleheader featuring Big East and Big Ten excitement. Freshman sensation Alonzo Mourning leads Georgetown against St. John's. Then Indiana battles Michigan. The color and excitement of Big Monday at 7:30 Eastern live on ESPN.
And with his second pull of the night, here is the oil patch puller, Terry Albers, who had a wonderful pull his first trip down the track. This will be trip number 2.
Well, he goes down track 2 with the best lead than anyone. He's gone further, 25 feet further than anyone on track number 1. So this track 2 should be a walk in the park. Track number 1 is the rougher of the two. Look at this. Front end up. He's got a good ride going for him. I think he went on a break. Beautiful job. He's still going out of this place.
Oh, my.
A brand new leader. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. It will be Terry Albers. Now, quickly, let's switch to track number 1, because standing at the top of track number 1 is temporary insanity. John Shipman's second trip down the track. He had instant insanity, and now here is temporary insanity. John Shipman.
1923 Ford Roadster Bucket T. Motor is way out front. Little bitty tires on it. Let's see if he can do it. A great hook coming up. Needs some more horses.
Much better than his first pull tonight, which was in instant insanity. This pull, much better. Well, we thought it'd be a good one. I didn't think it'd be this good. Terry Albers takes the lead now, a total distance of 439 feet and 5 inches, almost 38 feet, actually 38 feet plus better than what Rick Garrett had to set the pace. And here on track number 2, his second pull of the night is Greer Hamilton. Greer Hamilton.
Rose the slack out of the chain, got a good hook. He's going to run cross track. He started on the lower right-hand side. He looks like he's headed to the upper left-hand side. Something caught him, pulled him off to the right. Watch out, he's getting close to the side.
Oh!
Good job. A very, very good job of driving. Kept it in bounds. A great job on the part of the cameraman as they kept out of bounds. A fabulous job. He had to go a long ways. Might have made it. We'll just have to wait a little bit.
Gotta be quick on your feet if you're going to shoot for Bud Sports and ESPN, huh?
Well, they showed it tonight.
Well, Greer Hamilton needed 439 feet and 5 inches to win. Total pull, 439 and 5. He did 211 and 2 in his first pull. And how about the final tally? Greer Hamilton only misses, tying the winner by 5 feet. That is how close it gets sometime in the world of truck pulling. Well, here it is. Here is our winner tonight. In the two-wheel drive class, it was no contest. The oil patch puller, Terry Albers, Ventura, California, 225 and 9 on his first pull. Overall, 439 feet and 5 inches. The oil patch puller wins the two-wheel drive modified truck competition tonight. Now, there you see the forklift loading the relics onto the track. And in just a moment, we're going to have monster truck competition. And we'll also have monster tank competition as well with the track vehicles. It's going to be great, great stuff. And then the winners of each competition will go at each other.
Well, here's something you almost never see in monster truck racing. That's a brand new set of these 66 by 43-inch monster truck tires. They haven't been gouged or cut up or anything like that going over the cars. But we're going to change all that because when we come back, it's monster truck racing.
Here it comes, the Slammin', Jammin', Rip-Roarin' Good Time Video, the NBA's dazzling dunks and basketball bloopers. It's all new fun and excitement, and the only way to get it is free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. See your heroes fly through the air with the greatest of ease and land just about anywhere they please. See them jump and jam, slip, slide, and slam. See them dance and dive as they try to... For 45 minutes of all the right stuff, they'll give it a whirl and give it a heave. And if you hang around long enough, you'll see things you won't believe. Of course, sometimes they miss, and often they fall. But we'll let you be the judge of who's the greatest of all. You'll get lots of laughs and quite a bit more as all your favorites take the floor. Believe me, you can look high and low, but you won't find a more fantastic show. So call this toll-free number now to get the sensational video that reaches new heights in entertainment. The NBA's dazzling dunks and basketball bloopers, free from Sports Illustrated. And by calling now, not only will you get all the thrills and spills of your free video, you won't miss out on the exciting 25th anniversary edition of the famous swimsuit issue, featuring a bright and sunny look at the smiles and suits of the past 25 years in an issue devoted entirely to swimwear. Then the Boys of Summer swing along in SI's big baseball preview issue. You get all that and save almost 50% off the cover price. 25 issues payable in 3 monthly installments of only $9.89 each. And you can charge it if you want. Take advantage of the savings. Don't let anyone get the jump on you. Get it all first. The NBA's dazzling dunks and basketball bloopers, the anniversary edition of the swimsuit issue, the big baseball preview, and enjoy all the great color and excitement of Sports Illustrated every week by calling this toll-free number now. 1-800-541-8700. 1-800-541-8700. The video is rated F for free.
Well, how'd you like to have one of these babies, huh? $50 down and $150 a month at Ken's Monster Truck Lot. I'll get them for you. No, actually, they're more expensive than that. As a matter of fact, this monster truck is real expensive. It has a special braking system. And Mike Galloway, Mr. Disc Brake, how does this thing work?
Hi, Ken Brew. You know, it's not hard to make one of these 15,000-pound monster trucks go fast, but stopping them is a real problem with such momentum and such large tires. So consequently, they go into the output shaft on these top-loader rear ends. They mount a disc brake with a caliper up above, and the momentum around the output shaft spins this disc. This is what stops it or slows it down at the opportune time. This slave cylinder right here operates the rear steering on the truck. We've talked many times about the big tires and the rear steering making it possible for these vehicles to get around these tight courses. Well, this is what operates. Let's take a look at what the driver does to make the tires turn. When driver Jim Reese gets ready to turn the rear tires, he does it with a very sophisticated toggle switch that's mounted right here on the door. It's a simple situation. By operating the switch to the left or the right, steers the rear tires. Operates a solenoid, it either puts fluid in or takes it out of the rear steering shaft. It's a simple operation that works great in monster truck driving.
Back at the Big A, Ken Brew along with Mike Galloway, and we are ready for the battle of the monster trucks here in Anaheim. It's a double elimination. And in round one, we've got Hot Stuff against the Rocket. And the driver of Hot Stuff, a story in herself. It is Debbie Roden from Yakima, Washington.
Debbie, a tremendous driver. She started driving last summer full-time. And one thing about it, she absolutely knows no fear. This truck, by the way, this Hot Stuff truck, not too long ago with Jeff Boehner driving it, beat Bigfoot in Pontiac, Michigan to go on and went on to win the big battle of the monster truck up there.
Now, on the other side of it is the Rocket, Jim Reese from not too far from here in Buena Park, California. That's a 72 Chevy big block, 540 cubic inch, and a whole lot of horsepower.
Well, it's fuel-injected motor, and it's brand new. Jim Reese has probably built as many as anyone.
Now, what they're going to do is go up a foul line over 2 sets of cars. So you'll see them actually start here at home plate and then split, go up the foul line, over 1 set of cars, and come back in center field over another set of cars. It really is going to be kind of an interesting thing.
This is going to be a great race. This AM/PM rocket owned by Seth and Meredith Dolton. They own several monster trucks. Jim Reese, the builder, he has built probably 8 or 9 of these monster trucks. Does a great job. Debbie knows no fear. She can really leg one out. She'll run it for everything she's worth. The turns are going to be a little tight. You're going down the first base foul line. The turn's a little wider. You can get a little more turn there. The other one, it's a lot tighter turn. It's a lot tighter turn on the third base foul line. They're off and running. Let's see what happens. It's going to be Jim Reese to the cars first. Reese hits the cars on the front. Debbie's on the move. She's on the side of it. She's off. And it's going to be real close. I don't think that Reese has got that much of a lead. He makes a wide turn. He's down the outside edge. Over the back area. Reese has got a little bit of a lead. Now he's got to make another turn and over another set of cars. Look at that. He picks it up. Puts it on his side. He's got to go for it. He's got to leg it out. Can he do it? He's up in the air. He's flying high. Debbie's got it down. It's going to be the AM/PM rocket.
Oh, my goodness.
That was great racing.
Oh, and they both came dangerously close to wiping out. Both landed on that one set of wheels on the side. There is the AM/PM rocket. Jim Reese out of the cab. He has won this heat, round 1, but a nice piece of driving by Debbie Roden to avoid wiping out just going over that first set of cars.
Debbie never let up on it. If you could get a shot over there, Debbie's taking the pillows out from behind her back where she was propped up inside of it.
But it's the rocket that wins. There is Debbie. She did not, but it's the rocket that wins.
They leave real close, but Jim Reese hits the first set of cars a little before the hot stuff does. Now watch Jim Reese as he hits the car. A lot of air on that truck. He really gets a lot of air. Comes down hard, just hammers the truck. Now watch him on the turn. This is very critical. Using the front and rear steering at the same time. Reese, a great driver, hangs out on the far side and over the knoll here, right up over the top of it. That's when he lets that ejected motor really hang out. Here comes Debbie. She's on a tight run. She makes a good swing around the end of it. Jim Reese is lined up for the finish line. Now, let it all hang out. Lots of air hits the ground, and Jim Reese takes a great win.
What a magnificent piece of driving by Reese.
What's the best value for your entertainment dollar available today? Super Cable from Jones Intercable. With Super Cable, you'll receive 29 channels of entertainment, information, and education for less than 65 cents a day. Super Cable brings you all of the local Buffalo, Canadian, and independent stations, plus round-the-clock news coverage, rock music, and country music, classic movies, and classic shows. Super Cable takes you on scientific adventures and lets you explore the fascinating world of nature. Super Cable lets you shop in the convenience of your home and gives you an inside look at the weather outside. It keeps you up to date on politics, finances, and health issues. And Super Cable not only entertains the men, the women, and the children in your family, it stimulates their minds as well. Super Cable gives you the choice in television you've been looking for, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So get the most out of your entertainment dollar. Order Super Cable from Jones Intercable today. In Niagara County, call 625-9290. In Erie County, call 683-8899.
Mike, in round 2, we were supposed to have an elimination between Bigfoot and the Wrangler, but apparently the Wrangler is a no-show, so it will be the Rocket that moves into the finals against Bigfoot.
Well, the Rocket coming back immediately. Now, Bigfoot has not made a pass over it tonight. Motor is still cool. This situation, you know, can go either ways. Maybe the warm-up pass has helped Jim Reese, maybe setting back in the area without running has hurt Jim Kramer a little bit, but both of the trucks are on go, and this is for it. The winner of this will go against the tank in the final.
Right.
So this is a very important race. I don't know who I would give any kind of an edge to.
It's an interesting thing that you say about Bigfoot not having the warm-up time of the first pass that the Rocket had, but maybe in another way that's good.
Well, it's very possible. Now, Jim Reese has been over the cars. Jim Kramer has not been over the cars, but everyone knows what a pro Jim Kramer is. Here we go. This is going to be the race of the night, no doubt. Kramer is way out. It is so close. I believe I'm going to have to give a little lead right now to Bigfoot. Bigfoot has got a lead. He's in trouble. He's got motor problems. There's something going away on Bigfoot. It can be in the transmission. It may be in the motor. But he's not showing any. He's out of it completely. Let's see who's it going to be. Uh-oh, Jim Reese has crashed the truck. Jim Reese crashed the truck when he made the jump. He hit the side and crashed the front end of the truck down.
Bigfoot wins despite the motor troubles after the rocket, as you can see, crashes. So Bigfoot, there's a lesson: never give up, even when it doesn't look great. There you can see the smoke billowing out of Bigfoot, and he probably is done for the night himself. But with sticking in there, even with all those engine troubles, he winds up winning the heat.
Well, from what they're doing over on the Bigfoot truck, it looks like the transmission may have puked a lot of fluid out of it, and it caught on fire because they're squirting the extinguisher back towards the transmission area. Now, Jim Reese made a good jump. When it landed, though, it landed on the knoll. There's a couple of large berms out here, and he landed on the side of one of those berms that curled the front end up into the cab. A brand new truck, and I mean first time out for this truck. So it's a very unfortunate incident. Let's take a replay look.
Boy, these guys were all business, weren't they?
They wanted it. I mean, there's more on the line than you'll ever know right here. Let's watch what happened. Jim Kramer, very good jump. He's got a good pass going for him. He lands good. Watch him on this turn. It's a good tight turn. Here's where Reese comes in. Reese doing a real good job. Jimmy Reese is doing a great job with the rocket, the AM/PM rocket. He is just flying. There you see Bigfoot in trouble. The smoke coming out, I believe that's out of the transmission area. It could be just fluid coming out of it. Jim Reese makes a slide. He's lined up. Now watch the truck on right here. Reese hits the side, and look at the front end of it. Does not break a tie rod. It just jerks it around.
There goes what's left of the rocket. It probably looks worse than it is. They can get that back in the shop and fix it real easy, but...
Well, I hope so. You know, the Golden State Pickup Parts built this truck. There's the man that he is very concerned about it. That's Bob Chandler, and Bob Chandler checking with his lead driver, Jim Kramer. They're going to go over and look things over. Here's Bigfoot going over the first set of cars. Let's watch him get high in the air, a little bit off to Jim Kramer's left. You see him land a little bit off to the side. He lands a little bit off to the side, and a beautiful job coming out of it.
Boy, he did some good driving on that.
We just received word that the rocket won that round.
How could he win, though, if he didn't...
The finish line must be at the end of the card.
Okay.
But they're calling the rocket the winner, but the rocket cannot come back, so they will put Bigfoot into the final.
The second level of competition tonight on the Monster Tank. And there is the track attack. Ernie Brookins from Fargo, North Dakota. The Battle of the Monster Tanks will feature Ernie Brookins from Fargo, North Dakota. One of the greatest baseball players of all time was from Fargo, Roger Maris. And now here, so many years later, a driver athlete, if you will, in Ernie Brookins. 427 Chevy Big Block.
Ernie Brookins is pretty sharp in these tanks. He's all around tough. Ernie is the first person to build one of these late model M55 retrievers, tank retrievers used during the Korean War. Ernie's like 8'6" wide, 7'4" high, about 18'10" long, and weighs 19,900 pounds. That is lightweight.
That's light.
Now, there's a shot of Ernie. Look at the cage around him. He's got a complete roll cage. Ernie Brookins is an old race car driver. He has ran almost every kind of vehicle you've ever seen. Here's California Gold.
Yeah. I was gonna say California Gold. Interesting in itself that it comes from right around the corner here in Newberry Springs, California. Again, a Chevy blown engine, 481, but heavy, 26,000 pounds.
Ken Brew, listen to this. 3 o'clock this afternoon, they finished California Gold and loaded it on the trailer. So they've had it done about just a short mile. Watch them run. Ernie Brookins is really hanging out. Look out.
Oh, my goodness.
He cleared along. But now back over to California Gold. It's the first time ever. Look at Ernie Brookins over on the far side. The tank is out. Ernie Brookins is flying. He says 4 cars is not enough for him. He'll miss them all. He'll jump them all. Let's see what he does. He's headed out for them.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at that, Ken. Did you see that?
Great driving by Ernie Brookins.
And what did he do when he landed on his nose? He nailed the throttle and went on with it.
Smoke now coming out of the track attack. There you see California Gold finishing up. There is the track attack. Mike, when he came down and almost seemed to tip over, what did he have to do there? Did he have to accelerate at that point?
He had to get on the throttle. He had to just absolutely stand on the throttle and let it pull itself out. And there's your winner of this round.
My goodness.
Ernie Brooken out of Fargo. That's his wife and his #1 pit person beside him.
A lot of smoke. I don't know if that's cause for concern. I would think more concerned with what's happened to the cars, but
well, Ken Brew,
that looks like my car that I rented from Hertz.
It was.
Oh no.
And that is underlined was.
Track attack, the winner in round 1 of the Monster Tanks. There will be a runoff with the winner of round 2, and that will feature something that I know you'll be interested in. The latest endeavor of Alan Gaines. Let's take a look at this again, Mike. The way he drove Ernie Brookens was sensational. Here's California Gold.
First time out, and the California Gold driver got to be concerned. You know, he's only finished at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Here's Ernie. Look at the tight turn with Ernie. Good job, real tight, heads it down the chutes, up over the berm, and just absolutely flying with this retriever. And he runs a custom-built rear end, a Crowder glide with an air-shift Linko. Watch him jump. Watch the front end of it get high in the air, and then it noses over. Almost, you can see Ernie sitting inside, his hands spread out, one hand on each throttle and control, and he lands. He was getting a lot of smoke out of it at that time.
Snow, incredible snow.
You are psyched, huh?
It's our first trip to America's premier ski resort. Hey, what do you think?
Black, huh?
Yeah.
I can see you working the main lodge tonight there in the romantic glow of a roaring fire. Your danger takes its toll.
Dandruff.
'Tis the season for the flakes that don't melt.
I shampoo every morning.
Shampoo till spring with an ordinary shampoo. Won't work like this.
You use Head & Shoulders. You don't have dandruff.
Nothing gets by you, does it?
Head & Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
It's the hottest half hour of track talk. Join Bob Jenkins and Larry Newber for all the latest news and highlights on ESPN Speed Week. Friday nights at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
There is the man that a number of years ago started all of this madness. That's Bob Chandler. Bigfoot Fast Tracks. And the gentleman standing to Bob's immediate left is Dan Dubes, and in his hand is the kill switch for the Fast Track. Dan will take over driving Fast Tracks after the conclusion of tonight's show. Bob says that I retired once before, and I'm going to retire again. You know, the guys at the shop like it when Bob Chandler retires because they don't tear up near as much equipment. Oh, he took the glasses off. Look at this. Look at this.
Here is the story of the night. Alan Gaines has finally come up with a monster truck, a monster tank truck.
Oh, wait, Ken. How could you call that a monster tank truck?
Well, it's what it is. But I think what we got to understand, it's a train. It's a train. Alan Gaines, who is in love with the Orange Blossom Special moniker, has come up with the real Orange Blossom Special. The Orange Blossom Special was a train. Why not make a monster tank out of a train?
Now, Alan has never been over the cars in this one. So we're seeing a lot of brand new things here tonight.
Well, you had a first-hand look at that. You know, we saw you ride in on the Open tonight.
Boy, and the horsepower and the quickness of that thing.
You said you can feel that when you're inside.
You
Your
can.
body just shudders.
You can, and it's got such instant response. Now, that vehicle weighs more than any vehicle I've ever seen in competition. 30-some thousand pounds, and that's 35,000, and that's a guesstimate weight.
Well, if this was baseball, this would be like Willie Mays against Hank Aaron in a home run hitting contest. Two of the biggest names in pulling today.
The two biggest names.
Yeah, I said two of. You're right, two of the biggest. But they're not. They are the two biggest.
You got
Alan Gaines and Bob Chandler.
You got to remember, Alan's never done this before, and Chandler started it all. Look out! Here comes Fast Track, and Alan is. Can he do it? Well, Alan's doing a great job. He's doing a good job. He's keeping it all in line anyway. Hold on, Alan. Look, Bob Chandler is just absolutely zipping around this track. He is just truly zipping. Oh, he had a problem making a turn there. Let's see how Alan's still after it. Chandler takes a win.
Chandler takes the win, and now Alan will finish off on the far track. Alan is really getting bounced around inside that cab. Watch him as he comes over. Look at him getting bounced around.
Oh, he is.
Oh, my.
He's taking a beating completely. I believe he lost his helmet, Ken. He lost his helmet somewhere along the course. Well, I've got to say that Alan Gaines is a winner tonight.
He is a winner tonight. That's his first ride for keeps in that thing, and he did real well.
Maybe his last.
No, I don't think. He'll be back. He'll be back.
There's your winner.
Fast Tracks. Bob Chandler, the winner of round 2 of the Monster Tanks. Bob's had this truck, what, about 6-7 months now?
There's the helmet. He actually lost his helmet. He was talking about how hard he was getting bounced around inside of the cab area of the Orange Blossom Special. Well, you see Barry walking back over to Alan with his helmet in his hand.
Mike, we'll take a look at it again. And Bob Chandler's had this truck, what, about 6-7 months now?
Well, he has, and it just really, it goes faster and is quicker every time. Now watch Alan. Alan, first time around, he takes a hard shake forward.
There's the helmet.
There's the helmet laying off behind him. That was on the first set of cars when he lost the helmet. And he had the problem seeing in that thing. He really can't see, but look at Bob. Bob is just, and he's smoking a little bit out of the top of the fast track. Bob makes a problem there, has a little bit of a boo-boo on a turn. Alan's still not letting up, though. Alan Gaines, that not type of person. And here's Bob. Floats off of it, lands super soft. Torsion bar suspension on this thing. It's so much easier to ride in and easier to drive.
Alan Gaines for his final pass, and again, you can see him getting jostled around inside that cab.
Well, Ken, I think we're going to look at shoulder harness in this one next week.
Alan's going to get strapped down, I think, for the next run. But Fast Track's the winner in round 1. Well, here it is, the race-off between Track Attack and Fast Tracks, and I guess this is a Detroit dream. This is Chevy against Ford.
This is two men's dream. Both of these guys are tough. The Track Attack, it's quite a bit lighter. It runs one blower motor. It's Chevrolet. The Fast Tracks, it runs 2 Ford motors, but it's heavier. So, you know, they're going to be real equal.
About a 3,000-pound difference.
And these are probably the only two that I know of with this type of chassis underneath it, this M55 Retriever. And you notice they're not going to take the beating inside of it. This is all torsion bar suspension. It's all World War II, or Korean War. The other 2 tanks we saw earlier were they were World War II. These are Korean, so these are later models. There we go. Watch out. Who's it going to be? You can't see out of the front of Ernie's. You cannot see out of the front of Ernie's. He's all over it. He's up in the air. He cannot see where he's going. The windshield is frosted over. He's made the turn. He's got to go up and over. Who's it going to be? Chandler's in the lead. Chandler has got a little bit of a lead right now, but they make the turn, and the turn is going to be tight. It's not over with. Chandler's in trouble. Ernie Brucken makes a quick turn. It's going to be Brucken. Brucken's in the tank attack. He does it. Ernie Brucken takes the win with the tank attack.
Oh, man. And Mike, as you said, as this race began, Bruckens had a problem with his windshield frosting over.
The windshield frosted over completely when he hit the first set of cars, and the first set of cars, Ken, are absolutely destroyed. There is Ernie.
So now Ernie Bruckens will go to the finals, and Bob Chandler, who could not beat Bruckens in the Battle of the Monster Tanks, will now let his honor be upheld by Bigfoot.
Well, Ernie's going to have to check things over. He's got 3 back-to-back runs on the motor. It's got to be getting hot. It's got to be getting a lot of heat in it.
There is a look at Bob Chandler, who is not a happy man at this point. You can imagine. I wonder what happened and where he had his problem.
See Alan over on the other side. There's got to be something wrong. When he went to turn it, it didn't want to turn on him. It didn't want to do what it normally does. So I would have to venture to say there's some kind of a problem maybe in the braking system in the driveline. Let's take a look on the replay at what happens with it. Now look at the windshield on the tank attack. Absolute track attack. No way Ernie Brooken can see what he's doing. Look at Ernie. Never mind. Just go on with it. He comes off at a little bit of an angle. Hopefully the windshield's clearing up. Now Bob Chandler at this time, Ken Brew, has a lead. Bob Chandler's in the lead when they go over these 2 berms and down the chutes. Chandler's got a lead on him.
But right here.
Now look, this is where Chandler hits the problem. He can't make that turn. He had Ernie Brooken beat. He truly did. Look at it, he had to back up. Ernie Brooken sitting in there for a ride and just slides across for a win.
Ernie Brooken's the winner in track attack.
Ken, this is what is left of the cars after a short route. Look at the first car, the one that they're hitting and getting all the air. There's absolutely nothing left of it. The top is ripped off, the interior is ripped off, the cars are destroyed from these monster truck and monster tanks going over them. The center cars are the only ones that are even resemble autos, and that's because they have been going completely over those. There's one that's not in bad shape. That's the second one. They've been hitting that first car and flying over that second car. So these guys have, and ladies, by the way, have really put these cars to the torture test tonight.
Watch out. The wildest show on wheels is about to roar into your living room. It's the ultimate home video. Blood, sweat, and gears. Bigfoot takes on the toughest full-blown competition ever before facing his greatest test when Sergeant Slaughter and his battle battalion challenge Bigfoot to an all-out tug of war. So if you want gear-jamming, car-crushing, down and dirty action, get your credit card ready to order your video now. Call 1-800-351-1500. Blood, sweat, and gears.
Coming to Florida, you should know just how close the clear Gulf waters and sunny blue skies of St. Petersburg Clearwater and the Pinellas Suncoast are to your Walt Disney World Resort vacation. Very, very close. Come, bask in our magic.
Well, there you see track attack, and it will not answer the bell for the race against Bigfoot. Mike, I guess Ernie Brookens just couldn't get it to go.
I don't know what happened to it. And no, it's got to be a sad day for Ernie because he came from North Dakota down here to do just what he did, and that was race the Bigfoot.
So here's what happens. Fast Tracks that was beaten in the last heat, kind of like the Miss America pageant when the Miss America cannot hold her title, the first runner-up comes on. Well, here comes Fast Tracks against Bigfoot, all in the family for Mr. Kramer and Mr. Chandler. They will go back-to-back here to see what happens. We almost had this a couple of months ago in Pontiac. It never came off. Fast Tracks overheated, but now we get to see the showdown.
Well, the thing about it is, it may be all in the family, but we're going to prove something here tonight.
They won't be family for the couple of minutes it takes them to go around.
No, there's no way. Bob has told Jim, no telling how many times how great that track vehicle is, and Jim has just kind of went along with it.
Yeah, right.
We're fixing to find out. This is a showdown. Chandler went to sleep. Let's see what happens. Jim Kramer never sleeps on the line. Bob Chandler knows just a minute, but Chandler has brought it back. Chandler's brought it back. Bob Chandler has gone to the lead. I believe he's in the lead a little bit. Let's see who takes it. No, it is the Bigfoot right this minute. The Bigfoot truck. Jim Kramer has got the lead. It's going to be so close. Kramer is in a little trouble. Fast Tracks is making it.
Oh, man.
It is.
Oh, man.
I think it's going to go to Fast Tracks, but listen, we've got to get some word from the United States Hot Rod Association officials. I was watching Fast Tracks, thought that Bob won it. Jim Kramer had a lead here again. He had problems making that turn. Ken, that may be slick over there. That's the same place that Bob got into problems.
Bigfoot the winner.
Bigfoot is the winner. Bigfoot takes the win. It's the rubber tires over the tracks.
Ford won.
Ford
You
won.
better believe Ford won. And so did Bob Chandler. Don't kid yourself. Bigfoot the winner. And there it is. And there's the handshake. You bet it's all in the family. Mike, a great evening. Just a superb evening. And again, I'll tell you, these tanks, the more you see them, the more innovations they are. They just keep building and building. Well, Mike, I'll tell you what, it was off the line in a hurry for Bigfoot.
Jim Kramer had a lead right off the starting line. Bob, don't know what happened to Bob. He missed just a little bit at the start there. Makes a good turn, and I think he makes the time up. Kramer makes a real close turn. He is leaning on the big Ford motor as they go up over the nose. Now watch him cross in the center. It's given to Jim a little bit, but now here's where Jim Kramer gets into some problems making a turn. He tries to make it tight. The back end won't slide. It's hooked up real short. He gets up on the side of it. Then he has to straighten out and go over the card, and that's probably where they're going to call it a win as the tires touch the ground first. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If Bob Chandler had left the starting line at the drop of the flag, we might have another blue winner tonight.
There's the winner, Bigfoot, the winner in the battle of the trucks against the tanks. Well, the Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Pull Championships, featuring the Battle of the Monster Trucks, has been brought to you tonight by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Now speaking for